Hey now.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm licking it.
I've got balls of steel.
All week long.
All right, gavel has been banged. English, please.
The bang it.
We got a case. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. A brand new broadcast week. The crew is back together, guys.
All
In
two
the
of us.
truck. We didn't even ask the guys in the truck how their vacation was.
All two of us here. Yeah, I saw they kept messing up without them being here.
Yeah.
They weren't taking down the graphic as soon as the thing come up. After the theme song played, it wasn't taken down. It was just so.
The thing was, that was like 10 times at least. It
happens.
That was a thing. Anyways, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new here, or if you're in the future watching this is how it works. We jump around to different courts, not just stare at our faces. Over here at YOLO, I've never seen Judge David W. Reed before.
I would remember that stash.
Yeah,
and the cop with the ponytail.
Oh,
what the hell?
Juicing with the protein drink or water. Time will only tell.
Is that allowed?
The ponytail?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
If he's doing undercover work, understood. But I mean, that's a bit much, bud.
This hope you're feeling better with the diabetes.
Oh, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Viking, that happens as well. I've been there, done that. Speaking of which, Emily made it back home safe and sound.
What'd you say about the great state of Texas?
I'm not sure. I haven't spoken with her too much. Creed actually slept in. Listen, I've said this before. Emily's not that loud when she's here. It's just when she's gone, it's just that much more quiet. And for some reason, the animals just kind of like, they just leave me alone. I'm able to sleep. So
serenity now, Creed. Serenity now.
I guess so. Shells, Terminator, everybody's here. That's great. Mikey's got one lined up for us from Florida. We'll get to in just a second. I want to check it to see what's going on here, if anything. Is it just me, or does he look slightly confused?
Might just be his look.
If you have not signed up for an alternative program, you are to surrender on that date. Pay fines and fees totaling $261.
Deborah?
Report to the court when ordered to do so. Notify the court within 10 days of any change of address or change of employment. Go to the YOLO court clerk's window.
You only live once.
In the lobby here to set up an account for your fines and fees. Keep them informed of your address and any change of address. Submit to a search of your person, vehicle, property, or residence any time of the day or night, with or without a warrant, upon the request of a peace officer.
Talking to just this one person back there at the podium.
You understand the terms and conditions of probation I've described?
Yes, sir.
You accept them?
Yeah.
You'll need to sign the probation order and provide contact information.
Is he in trouble?
I believe that concludes the morning calendar.
Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm really glad we did that.
That was well worth the wait.
That sure was. Oh, congratulations. All right, so we're heading over to Florida, and what were you saying?
All right, so this is over. But I said, you know what? I really enjoyed when we used to have this courtroom up, and if you remember, at that time they were doing it from the actual jail. They were bringing in the criminals. They plead their case and whatnot. Right. It was always a good time. Well, they've changed things up a little bit now. And I've started watching.
Hey guys,
and when
show you.
Whoa.
Here.
We in Golden Slot's bedroom?
I'm trying to figure this out. Is this a garage or a
man cave?
We obviously work on vehicles, and we enjoy the Hulk and Marvel.
Tremendously.
Maybe do some streaming. I don't know.
It's possible.
All right, sorry. Anyways, you were saying.
But anyways, I listened to the first lady that come up and talked, and I was very surprised about what they said. Now we're going to listen to it. You can tell me, Creed, if you've heard about this, or he says it's something new that's being done at the Walmart. So criminals beware.
Okay.
Criminals beware. And the video is unavailable. Woo! 2 for 2 today.
This is a great start today. Should we just cut the feed now and just we'll see if we got a change?
Here. I sat here the entire time with this video paused, ready to go. Ready to go. And all of a sudden,
All right.
it's gone.
All right. Corey's gonna bring us back. Corey's gonna make this shit happen today. Corey on his own. It's up to you, Corey.
And
Leather jacket included.
Yes.
there's no compelling reason to give the name of the subpoenaed party to the people. So I'm
Damn,
turning
Jay.
records over to defense.
Love it.
People can take me up on this on a writ or some other basis if they disagree. I'm very narrowly interpreting Kling to not allow the disclosure of the subpoenaed party when the records are medical records of the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is Corey okay?
Understood. So we're still on for the 16th, Your Honor?
We are set for trial
I'm wondering,
on the 22nd of August, correct?
are we talking about Corey?
We are coming back
I-
for a
Mavis?
trial readiness
Hi,
conference.
Memphis.
Is it the 16th?
Yes.
The way he's nodding off, I'm guessing no.
Oh, he has to be here on the 16th.
Maybe he has the medical condition we were speaking of.
Okay, now, we ready to call Mr. Underton? Your Honor.
How about Mr. Burlew?
Oh, and I note that Mr. Nelson has arrived.
Okay,
Quick-
so as far as that Walmart thing goes,
Yeah.
all right, they bring this lady up. She's been arrested for shoplifting. They want her to pay $71 in restitutions back to Walmart. Stay away from Walmart.
Mhm.
But then the DA says, well, we actually now Walmart would like $168 in restitutions because they have another case coming and we'll just combine the one. And the judge says, oh, okay, let me explain, ma'am. This is how the Walmart is doing it now. Once they arrest somebody, they go back and look at old videos every time you've come inside there and purchased something. Then they will see if you stole something before when you were there.
Wow,
And now it's
technology.
coming after you for those crimes.
Holy shit. Oh, God. They're
So-
spending some damn money, huh?
It has to. I mean, I'm sure it's not that hard if you're paying with one certain card that they can link it all together.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. There's some more charges coming down the pipe for some folk.
I'm wondering if I'm wondering if they even do that way or if they do the facial recognition. Because you think when
Could be.
you're
They got that one right in front of your face.
yeah. Interesting.
So,
Well, I bet you we're not
what-
going to see that one, my Michelle. Something tells me they don't. There was one this morning. Did you get that? Man, a hell of a pit. Hopefully, we can kind of finagle that one into Mini Chase Monday.
there was one this morning.
Yeah, I sent you the link.
You did? Was I
Yeah.
asleep? What time was it?
Well, it's like an hour ago.
Oh.
They lost him in the trees. A big thing of bushes.
Yeah,
Shh.
I don't think we can do that.
Corey's sleeping.
But, if we all learn that we can do it, certainly I think that makes a lot of sense.
He's in a shed,
But
right?
I
He
don't
lives in
think
a
the rules
shed
permit us to transfer a case that's
from Home
pending
Depot.
a
I only think
VOP.
that's a man cave.
So today we're here for arraignment. Do you need a copy of the declaration?
Yes, Your Honor, if you don't mind.
of the,
Wayne.
bailiff?
Wow, I blasted right by Wang.
Provided to Mr. Mueller. Take a
Wang.
moment to look it over, Mr. Mueller.
A true
and
honor to
we'll
see you
continue
again, my
to-
friend.
I have a question,
Yes,
Wang.
on behalf of Mr.
Well, what do you say we get thrown out of Applebee's?
Red violation in case ending 0174. Any formal reading simply to further advancement of rights, assert the right to counsel and the right to remain silent. This non defending matters, including investigations. And my request is to put this over for 4 weeks to see what Sacramento County.
Do you think it's possible that
Is this
Corey
a
could be
VLC
sleeping
based
so
on
heavy that he
something
just sleeps
happening
right through it?
Violation in Sacramento.
It's possible. They may have
Which
to
day
call
of the
his
week do
thing
you wanna
3
call it?
times from the hallway.
You want to
What
come back on
about
Monday? On Monday?
Dato Juan Clementon?
Farmington.
So I would set this on Monday, the 29th of August, if that works, Mr.
He's the
Clementon.
polar opposite of Corey.
Oh, Jesus,
Alright.
Joe, it's still going
On
on.
29 August.
They're
Department
still searching
14,
for the dude.
9 a.m. for admit or deny.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we
All
can
right,
get the
have a good
video
day.
from earlier because the
Take
pit
care,
was
Mr.
pretty
Clementon.
All
amazing.
right, thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay.
thank
Any
you.
luck getting your client?
No, Your
Uh-oh.
Honor.
Look at the guy, Preston's face.
That's off the record. That's a first. I have never had someone just. Have you seen someone doze off? You've seen
We're
that
talking
before?
about Corey.
I think- No, on Zoom. You know.
I think someone needs to go and poke him with a stick.
No, he looks so comfortable.
Yeah.
He's sitting there in the garage or somewhere.
These guys doing our job today. We're just sitting back enjoying.
So, Mr. Nelson, what are you going to do about your client?
Can we go full screen on Corey? Somebody.
Right.
Well, he appeared before I did, but
Edwin, that must be a hell of an update. They're
tried to
still
call him.
looking for him in the
I did,
woods.
and I don't think he's got his phone on.
Thank you, my man.
Well, here's what I can do. What's it on for today? Let's take
Or
a
Corey.
Conference, I believe that Ms.
pre-hearing conference. Yeah.
I believe that the offer is now for him
What-
probation before it
Was it Corey's turn, and we're kind of just breezing
Mhm.
past until he wakes
willing
up?
to accept
Yeah.
it, but he's not here, and I was if he was.
He had a
was the
long
offer?
weekend.
The offer was low term. The defense countered with a probation.
He went to the House of Blues where they really only
Yeah.
have not any touring acts, just you know, the wannabe bands, you know.
He saw Badfish 6 times there.
Exactly.
Counter offer.
Yeah.
But we were set to.
Nothing but
put that
tribute
to
bands at
the
the House of
record on
Blues nowadays.
12/18. The defendant didn't appear.
Did not appear.
No, and the warrant was held until today. It appears for.
Gee, Stephen O'Neill. By the way, that is not a man cave. His dresser as of his
No, he's here. He's
I
still
see
here.
his clothes hanging.
yeah.
Later this week.
Telling you, he lives in a
This
shed.
afternoon.
I like to call it a funky little shack.
Well, the question is the defendant gonna do this?
Well,
Wow.
eventually.
A
I mean,
B-52's
obviously
reference,
he worked
really?
at night, you know, in various neighborhoods.
I'm-
And
Maybe he's doing like a kid.
get his sleep.
Like,
So
it's
he
time to go to
was
school.
resting.
Got gigs going. That's right.
He won't wake up.
I'm
Shirtless dad needs some pot.
continue
Anybody in
until
the
1:30 today.
comments? Take care of
You're going to be here
that.
anyway, right, Mr. Wilson?
Wang.
With the hope that sometime between now and 1:30,
Wait.
Mr. Nelson, this is your.
I would be honored to be on there.
It is.
You're
Love
going
it.
to try to reach your client
Yes, yes.
and see if he's here at 1:30. If he's not, if he's still sound asleep, he'll still be connected to Zoom, and then we'll pick.
Why
up
is
a
that funny?
new
Dad?
date
That's
later this week. We'll take care of it.
Thank you for
That's a
your
terrible
patience.
joke.
So we're going to recall Burlew, and whatever you do, do not wake him. I mean, just leave him on Zoom. Don't
This guy's
disconnect.
great.
Quite a shock when he wakes up.
I like he's like off the record.
All
Here we
right.
go.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
It's a good
the
point.
other
At least he
issue
made it
is
to
Menifee.
court.
Does someone have a phone connection to Crowell?
Crowell.
We're legit skipping him now. I love this. If this doesn't pick up, we'll keep an eye on Corey until he wakes up and come back.
How's Corey got such a good camera? I mean, look how good that quality is.
Which case was it?
Menifee?
It's true.
Oh, that's my case, Your Honor.
He's got my
Are you
chair,
talking to you often? You were
sweet
talking to
leather
Rex?
jacket.
Very
I
important stuff.
apologize, Your Honor.
I mean, there's a
Is
good
there
chance
gonna be an objection to
that
this transfer?
Corey's living in a shed at his very rich family's home, and he's
Okay.
stealing their good internet. And
Is that a gecko on his arm?
I'm going to go ahead and call the Menifee matter.
Maybe a
I was-
dragon?
I was hoping it was a snake wrapped. Oh, he's up! Whoa, hey!
This is to Sacramento.
Okay. No appearance by defense counsel. But we've heard.
Wake up, Corey!
Oh, Mr. Burlew.
Uh-oh.
Wait
This
one
ought to be
moment, everyone. Mr. Burlew, can you hear me? Give me the thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up is given.
That's sweet tats, bro.
Did you know you had dozed off?
And did you know you're muted?
Wait, you're muted. Do you know how to unmute
Did we
yourself?
just figure that out, Dave? Yeah, see, I'm not even thinking
Are you
tiny
on
home. I'm
the,
thinking just straight up shed
You had
from
dozed
Home
off there.
Depot.
Got a cold, sick.
Yeah, I'm sorry to wake you, but you're in court. So stand by. We're going to call your matter in about 15 seconds, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So as to the Menifee matter,
He's got a great,
requested transfer,
great voice.
Is there any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Hearing no objection, it is approved. The court will sign the transfer papers. Signing at this time. Do me a favor, Ms. Dunham, and send an email or a text, whatever you have, to Mr. Crowell. Let him know that the transfer was approved.
All right,
to
let's
Sacramento.
get our guesses in. What's Corey here for? I'm guessing
Thank you.
probation violation.
All right.
Driving without a license.
The last case. People
He
versus
drives. Do you
Corey
need a
Burlew, Mr. Burlew is
license for a
present on
moped?
Zoom. Mr. Nelson is here in court. And for the people, Mr. Wilson. And what has been resolved in this case? It's here for pre-hearing conference.
Blythewood, that is the home of South Carolina's
Authorized
DMV.
me basically to negotiate the same resolution as the co-defendant in this, which is a grant of probation. That has been now offered by the district attorney's office. I think I heard Mr. Burlew saying he was feeling under the weather or something.
He said he is sick and has a cold.
Yeah, he looks it.
And, I certainly don't want him here, given what's been going around.
Same.
And in that case, I don't.
We have probation terms.
Probation? Did I hear
Yeah,
probation?
we need a plea,
Yes, Your Honor.
and then we need to get probation terms.
Joe.
That's-
Joe
Your
has a
Honor, I
dark
will
sense
be
of humor this
winging
Monday.
my way to France.
Can we come back on Friday of this week?
No, we'll do it now.
You are available? Mr. Nelson?
I have an appearance.
Preston keep making faces like he's trying to poop.
Honest, but I will be here just as soon as I get done with that on Friday. I have nothing else here on Friday, but I'll be out.
Okay, so Mr. Burlew, we do need you to come back on Friday at 9 o'clock.
Possibly.
Apparently they're going to offer you a grant of probation, but we need to have you plead. Okay? We actually need you in court unless you and Mr. Nelson can connect ahead of time.
Can I wear my leather
Sign
jacket,
the
Your Honor?
paperwork.
If he calls me and we set up an appointment, I can go over the plea form with him here 977. Or he could be on Zoom and we can effectuate the plea.
So one of two things, we're going to come back on Friday. Either you need to be here on Friday at 9
Awake.
o'clock, this Friday, or if you
Awake.
can connect with Mr. Nelson before Friday, he can go over everything with you, you can sign the paperwork, and then on Friday you can appear by Zoom. So leave that up to you.
Okay.
All right, so this will come back on Friday.
no
the
way he
5th
has a
at 9
Harley.
o'clock.
He has my number, I believe. He should have my card.
Yes, I got it.
All right.
Yes, I got it.
You have, and you
Okay.
have his number.
Yes,
All right, thank you. See you Friday.
thank you.
Okay,
Mr. Schaub, you're still.
Oh, yeah, baby. Money shot.
If only he had his dong out right then. This could have been epic.
That could have been amazing. What you got? What you got happening?
In Kansas.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson, appear on behalf of Natalie Rios. Ms. Rios does appear
That's true,
via
ladies and
Zoom,
gentlemen.
audio visual. Judge, this is a case where we're asking the court to set a new date for hearing and allow us to set a specific date to have Ms. Rios call my office to discuss her case in full.
All right, September
whoever wants that
12th,
time
9
late.
a.m. You must be back here, Miss Rios. And Mr. Patterson's going to give you a date and time that I'm ordering you to contact him.
Is Cody okay? Very
Ms.
white.
Rios, make sure and write it down, okay?
Yeah, give me one
Very
second.
close to the
Now,
sun.
this is why I always say, have your pen and paper ready. Because if everybody has to take time to run look for pencil and paper, it's only going to add more time to our busy docket.
She's
I'm
putting
ready.
her
Sorry
down
about
today.
that.
Spicy.
Okay, please call my office August 31st at 10:30 a.m. And do you have my phone number?
Question, Natalie,
No,
does
I
she
do not.
have
May I get it?
Yes, it is 316
tattoo under there or something?
322
Watch
7700.
when she moves.
All right.
All right, if there's nothing further, Miss Rios may go and we'll be in recess.
I swear I saw something.
Hey, you said
Aw.
September 12th at 9 a.m., right?
That's your
Oh.
court date.
Look at
All right.
Rachel's
All right,
face.
thank you.
It's
All right,
like
thank
Jay
you.
Leno as a woman.
Welcome. Will now be on the record in 2022 CR 112.
And
State of
Shuley, Brett
Kansas
Brett
versus
Shuley.
Creighton, Ryan Talkington. Please announce appearances.
Your Honor, Brett
Tuckington.
Sweeney on behalf of the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson, appearing on behalf of Creighton Talkington, who does not appear, although I have talked with him previously. I'm not sure why he's not in here today, Judge.
Your Honor, the state's requesting a bond forfeiture bench warrant.
He was here personally May 25th when this was set. Of the
Edwin,
$1,000
I
OR
think
bond.
it's his birthday month.
There will be a bond forfeiture.
But we
A
will
bench
buy one
warrant,
cake in
and the new
celebration
bond will
every
be set
August
at
birthday on one day.
$1,000 cash or surety required. Nothing further. We'll be in recess on Talkington.
It's a long day.
And Mr. Sweeney, that's all you have. Is that
No,
correct?
the last, I'm sorry, Your Honor, the last one was Braden White, 22
Do it.
CR 127. We took his case up earlier, and then I think we're ready to go, and then we took up Miss Haynes.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
nice.
We're
Kimberly,
now
any
on the
idea like
record
how
in
far back?
22 CR 127, State of Kansas versus Braden Nicholas White.
You
Please
guys never
announce
run across
appearances.
something like that.
Your Honor, Brett
Time
Sweeney on
stamp.
behalf of the state of Kansas.
Get
Your
an
Honor,
idea
Darren
on
Patterson, here on behalf of Braden White. Mr. White does appear via Zoom audio visual. Judge would announce at this time, Mr. White is going to enter plea of guilty to count 1, possession of marijuana. States agreed to dismiss count 2.
Looks just
Sweeney,
like
is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
hell of a
Mr.
dog.
White, how do you plead to count 1, possession of marijuana?
Guilty.
Is anyone
did
making
it,
you this
dude.
plea today by any kind of threat or promise other than the plea agreement?
Denise.
No, ma'am.
Do you understand by entering this plea, you're giving up your right to trial as well as your right to appeal conviction?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell me what you did that makes you guilty of this charge, possession of marijuana.
Kimberly, what does she look like?
I was just driving through Butler County.
Or do you remember her name?
The officer, it was like the 4-way stop at Santa Fe, I believe. The officer said I failed to yield. He did a search and then he found like an eighth of marijuana in my car.
Did you know the marijuana was in there before he searched?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said it was your car and you were in Butler
Correct.
County. So did this happen March 28th to 22?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well. I find you guilty of count 1, dismiss count 2 on motion of the state. Recommendations, Mr. Sweeney?
Your Honor, 120-day underlying jail sentence. The state would request that the defendant be placed on 12-month court services probation. Would ask for standard conditions. Would ask for one of those conditions be a drug and alcohol evaluation. They follow the recommendation.
I just went back to the beginning of this one and look at Cliff up there. Hey, baby. Yeah. Come get it.
It's a good look.
Come get it.
The court costs and supervision fees associated with the case, and that's it.
Okay, Mr. Patterson?
Judge would ask court to adopt the recommendations, would also ask the court, if the court does adopt the recommendations, that we make sure and give him phone numbers for contacting probation.
Okay. What kind of work do you do, Mr. White?
I work for a medical company.
40 hours a week or more, you think?
What?
Oh, yeah, about 30, 35.
You should work in a medical company and smoke.
They don't work 40-hour weeks there.
I do sentence you, Mr. White, to a 120-day jail sentence. I also am not going to impose a fine, but you're going to be responsible for quite a bit of money owed. First of all, you're going to have $250 in court-appointed attorney fees. You're going to have $400 to the KBI. You're going to have $158 in court costs and $60 in probation supervision fee. You will not have to serve that 120 days in jail so long as you successfully complete a 12-month non-report or a 12-month reporting probation to be supervised by court services. So when this hearing is over, you need to call probation at 316
Andrea.
322-4153.
Identical.
316-322-4153. Do you have your pencil?
Yep, I got it written down.
Okay.
I got some
Your probation is going to require that you get a drug and alcohol evaluation.
That shake.
And it's going to require that you pay 1/12 of all money due each month. Your first
1/12?
payment will be due by the close of business.
That's
on
a
the
weird
last
way of saying it, isn't
day
it?
of this month, August 2022.
One
Each payment
365
thereafter will be due by
every
the
day.
close of business
In other words,
each
we'll
month
bill you monthly.
thereafter. You are to have no alcohol or illegal drugs and comply with all standard conditions of probation.
We don't mess around.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Uh,
Mr. Sweeney?
I just want to see, are we
I don't want to be
maybe
cynical,
talking
but I
about
have
Chelsea
people
over
telling
here?
me
I'm trying to
that
figure
she
out who
doesn't
we're talking about
confirm
with such little.
It's kind of hard. You got very little evidence.
Yeah, I'm not
Call
even
in after 1 o'clock and call till you talk to somebody, okay?
without more.
I'm good. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. And count 2 is dismissed for the plea agreement.
Braden is
Your Honor,
basic,
may I have
right?
excused? That's my last case.
Certainly, thank you for staying late. And we are on the record in 2021 TR 2692, State of Kansas versus Matthew Kelly Williams.
Breaking news. Sorry.
Dun, dun, dun,
And
dun.
I know we only spoke on Friday, but a lot of stuff has happened in my life since Friday. I can't remember the answer to this question. Are you employed?
No, Your Honor, I was the one that had the 3-year-old and 5-year-old. They're starting off in school this next couple months.
I haven't seen Stansbury in a while.
What's that got to do
I'm
with
gonna stay
working?
along with them.
They're starting school. That means you
Son
have
actually
tons
needs
of
to
free
be
time.
registered by the August 12th, and his
Oh, it was Chelsea. Mikey, if you want to try and
His,
find it, feel
open
free.
house is
Just
August
yell at the screen, and I
17th.
like to see that.
and I'm the only one around to do it for him.
We got time because
Okay,
licking
so
just
here's
started.
what we're going to do, Ms. Page. I can't release you on your own recognizance because I've got a recommendation here for a cash or surety only bond. However, I'm going to go ahead and deviate from that slightly. I'll set it at $2,500. I will make it a cash surety or a 10% bond. So you just have to come up with 10% of that amount to be released. Now, you're not to consume alcohol. You're not to use any illegal drugs.
You know, I think he wears a rug.
If you
Nah,
are
he just
because you
don't
posted
know how to do
bond,
his hair.
you are to
A
report
little
immediately to the
disheveled today,
probation
maybe.
department.
Long week.
In order that you have a scram unit installed on your ankle.
Do you think he
You'll
went and
also
saw
obviously
Rage
be
Against the
subject
Machine
to,
last night?
Random drug testing as well. Now,
Absolutely.
you're still on probation because you denied today. You continue to exist on probation.
Nope,
under
I'm
those
saying he
same
wears a rug.
Conditions. If you were to
Think
violate
so?
these
Really?
terms, they can file a second motion.
Stare at it.
Probation. You understand?
Stare at him.
Yes.
Now,
Watch him
this
put his
case
head
is gonna
down.
Be randomly or not randomly signed. It's going to be referred back to
This
Judge
part
George.
looks-
It will be scheduled for a contested hearing. If you decide when you get to the court that you want to
Mm.
resolve by admitting, you can do that. But this will leave all your options open. Get your application filled out. If you're able,
And
to
if
post
he
that
was
bond,
slightly
you have
bald,
to
he
turn
would
the
look terrible.
application
He's
in.
one of those that
If you're
just
not going to be able to post that
just
bond,
couldn't pull
the
it
jail will
off. You know what I
send
mean?
He wouldn't look as authoritative.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Go ahead.
So my bond is $2,500.
cash surety or 10%. So you can put down the entire 2,500 with the clerk, put down 10% of that. You can contract with a bail bondsman or bail bondswoman to post a surety.
Speaking of which, what happened to the dude with the really bad rug we used to? I haven't seen that judge in quite a while.
About posting your bond with the
Is
folks
my,
at the
so
jail.
would my bond, would they pay 250 towards the jail?
You'd have to put down 10% with the clerk, and they can tell you what that is. I'm not good at math. Any other questions today, Ms. Page?
That's it.
I don't know, Creed.
They go with the officer. Thank you.
I don't know.
Lucinda Bias.
There seems to be, if you just follow, if you look when he's got his head down,
Maybe it's the crown of his head.
it could be. I could be completely. Hello.
I am. How are you?
I'm doing well, Ms. Bias. I've got a couple of different cases for you.
Oh boy.
One of
Yes.
which is from 2018.
Count 'em up.
The other is no, it's not brand new, but it's newer than that.
Hell yeah,
I'm really
Chris.
confused. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so in case number 18 CRB 0, put that in the wrong one.
There was no restraining order granted. It was denied.
Well, they'll have to prove by proof beyond a reasonable doubt that in fact there was one. If they can't,
Well,
prove
your
that,
court,
they can be found guilty.
Not too thick.
The court of Newark denied it. I got a letter in the mail a year ago saying it was denied.
I can't stop
Well,
looking
this
at
offense
it.
is alleged
She's
to
got a
have
great
occurred
comb
on
over.
20th of the year 2020. So the events themselves are a little bit older, but I'm assuming you want to enter a plea of not guilty on that.
Absolutely, because there's no restraining order. It got denied.
Mm.
And I've never seen him get denied, but it got denied, sir, in your court. Or not in your court, but it was a female lady.
A chick.
Court looks just like that right there. Huh?
A female lady did that?
Yes, a female judge. I'm sorry.
That's all
It
right.
got denied. It was on December 24th of 2020. We had court, and they denied it. A week later in the mail, I got a letter saying it's been denied. And then all of a sudden, I have a warrant for whatever you just said, obstructing it.
True.
I need to get your address, please.
501 Westview Drive, Johnstown, Ohio 43031. Same. I live at the same address where the alleged restraining order was going to take place.
What's the zip code in Johnstown?
43031.
Are you employed,
Yeah,
Ms. Bias?
Yes, I am.
Where do you work?
I work at the McDonald's there on West Coshocton Street.
Out in Johnstown?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I also just found out that I have cancer, unfortunately.
Of course you
3
do.
weeks ago. I started chemotherapy last week. I was supposed to be there today. Obviously,
She's not. It's just a super hot mic, and if I turn it down any, you won't hear
I don't
him.
know.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sick.
She's very
I'm
loud.
very sick.
But that's her.
Number one, let me express my condolences on your diagnosis and my best wishes for speedy recovery. If they got it early enough, you have excellent chance.
I think
for,
we do.
complete treatment. Now,
He said it's pretty early.
the other thing we need to address is this old case.
It's rectal.
The paraphernalia?
There it is, Mike.
Yeah. Now
If
that's
you
a
can-
4th-degree misdemeanor. Maximum's up to 30 days.
I've got it.
I've been clean for 5.5 months, Judge Stanbury. I have been clean. I have 2 clean tests, clean urines through Medmark Treatment Center. I've been clean for 5.5 months. Praise the Lord. Finally, after 50 years.
Well, congratulations on that. Tell you what,
Yeah.
you
About
have
time.
2 options on this old case. You want to wrap it up today and change your plea to guilty or no contest, you can do that. I'll impose the fine and we'll be done. If you want to stand on your plea of not guilty, then I'll set a bond for you and we'll get a new court date. What would you like
No,
to do?
I was guilty.
Okay.
I had it. I was guilty. Absolutely.
Now,
I'll pay the
as far
fine,
as
whatever
that's
it is.
concerned, I'm not trying to get you to change your mind about what you're doing. I
Give or
have to ask
take a
these
few.
questions. You realize
Sure.
you don't have to do this, correct?
Yo, yeah.
You have the right to stand on your presumption of innocence, hold the state to its burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and you have a right to a trial. If you plead guilty, they don't have to prove anything. You'll waive those rights. Like I said, I'll impose a fine and we'll be done today. Understand?
I understand.
And
I was guilty.
Are you a citizen of the United States of
Said
America?
you wasn't guilty.
Sure am.
All right.
I'm sorry. I have a little bit of mental illness also, but I'm working with
No
all that.
shit.
I'm in the best care I've been in a lot of years. So
Shorts for me, Melissa.
I've been trying to get this taken care of. I have some on the other side too that are pretty old. They won't let me come to jail for nothing. I had to fight to get cleared medically to get in here this weekend.
Well, isn't that the irony of life?
What?
That's crazy.
All right, here's what we're gonna do, Ms. Bias. On that old drug paraphernalia charge, it'll be a $50 fine. I'll order that you pay the court cost.
Creed, I hate,
Oh, you menace.
I hate to reuse a photo, but I was able to touch up the last one.
Yeah.
This lady.
They'll
I
send
mean,
you-
it was really easy.
to make sure the address that you have on your bond paperwork
And
is
it's her.
correct. And by the way, you gave me the Westview Drive address back in 2018, the last time you and I spoke.
Yeah, I got the I was on my way to court and had a car breakdown, honestly. Like I got the mail and I called and I talked with your lady or whoever the bailiff is, somebody.
You talked to another female lady?
I just said it when I called down because I was trying to get in here. I even talked to Miss Sue at one time to get back on the court case.
Well, luckily she's
it
right
just
down there in
never
that room.
happened.
You can talk more about that with her, but for now,
Yeah, I don't drive, so it's hard for me to get around.
What does that have?
make sure you show up for your court date on this case.
I promise.
And do you have any other
And
questions?
you say, Judge Stansbury, you say that I'll have the chance to prove that violation, that restraining order is not any good, right?
You won't have to prove anything. They have to prove that it was issued and that you were served with a copy of it. And that you
Because they violated me before we went to court for it. You see what I'm saying? It was
and that'll all get discussed at your next court date. So
So I don't really have to do nothing but show up. I just have to show up.
Yeah, make sure you fill out your application for a court-appointed attorney if you want to
Gotcha.
get one. Okay.
Sir, God bless you.
All right. Well, bless you too. You
I didn't
know
hear
the
anybody
officer. Thank you.
sneeze.
God bless you. Another female woman will be here soon.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Boozer?
Yes.
And Mr. Boozer, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yes.
Did you receive a copy of the complaints that were filed in your case?
Yes.
Okay, so you've been charged in the first count with domestic violence, knowingly causing or attempting to cause physical harm to a family or household member. This allegedly occurred on July the 30th of this year within the city of Pataska, Lincoln County, Ohio. That is a first-degree misdemeanor, carries up to 180 days jail, up to a $1,000 fine. In count two, you're charged with the same offense, just they're alleging it was a different family or household member. And it's also still a first-degree
He was
misdemeanor.
cleaning house, Creed.
The last case, or last complaint, you're charged with disorderly
Alex
conduct,
Jones on crack.
while intoxicated. That's a fourth-degree misdemeanor. That carries up to 30 days in the county jail, up to a $250 fine. How do you wish to plead to those charges, Mr. Boozer?
Mr. Boozer.
Now, a no contest plea doesn't admit guilt. It cannot be used against you later on in life in any civil or criminal proceedings. However, it's an admission that have been alleged against you. Those facts are sufficient, the ones that are contained in the witness statements and police reports. That means I would enter a finding of guilty today, enter convictions, and impose sentence upon you. Do you understand that?
He was drunk as a skunk.
What you want, you need to plead not guilty.
What happens after that?
If you plead not guilty, I'll set a bond for you today. The case will be randomly assigned to a judge, set for a trial. You'll have the right to either hire an attorney if you like, or you'd be eligible to ask the court to appoint one to represent you at no cost. They can advise you of any defenses you might have, motions that could be made on your behalf, and generally deal with the prosecutor and the court on your behalf throughout these proceedings. And basically try to get, I'll stop saying basically, and at
He just called himself.
At the least,
In the radio, in the radio world, we call that a
as it stands
crutch.
right now, you've got two first-degree misdemeanors, which are also what we call enhanceable misdemeanors.
Luckily, we don't have any of those, baby.
When I find you guilty today, they charge you with domestic violence at any time in the future, whether it involves the same
Yeah,
people or different
no.
people. If it's a family or household member, it can be filed as a felony level offense and carry a possible prison term. A conviction today of domestic violence would also result in a prohibition for you to be in possession of or use or carry or
Prohibition.
purchase any type of a firearm or ammunition, and that's a lifelong ban. So the consequences are pretty serious here, and if you decide you want to change your plea to not guilty, that's fine. You can do that. And if you're uncertain about what you want to do, I'm inclined to go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Leave all your options open, and that way, if you want to have a trial, you can have one. If you don't, you can still change your plea to guilty or no contest down the road. All right?
Okay.
What is your current address, sir?
Hello, Dave.
73 Jefferson Ridge Drive,
City and state?
Pataska, Ohio, 43062.
And are you employed?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a UPS driver.
How long have you been working for UPS?
28 years.
That's a real job.
Let me take a quick look here at the file. and then
Should have
we're
went
gonna
over
talk
to
a little
the
bit more as
Federal
far as bond is
Express.
concerned. So,
28 years.
He's making some good money, as I would think at that point. Huh?
Got to be getting close to retirement. Maybe early retirement for him, Creed, after 2 domestic violence charges coming down the pipe.
And Nancy, if you say it just right here in the South, it's a giant FU also, by the way. Both of those terms.
Especially if you're doing like a patting motion on somebody's shoulder at the same time. Hello? Hello?
I love that. I love that phone. Boy, he's a bouncer, isn't he? Look at him. He's a
little nervous, Creed. Just like I am. Please like this video, or this guy's gonna bounce all over the place. I work for UPS. There's packages not getting delivered right now.
Dave, hello. Dave got the memo. It's $5 Monday here on the channel.
Now, probably not wise to get into what may or may not have happened on the 30th because you're being recorded and everything you say could be used against you. Is there anything you want to say other than what may have happened about Vaughn?
I'm innocent.
No, sir.
Is this the first time you've ever been arrested?
Yes.
I was going to give let him out on his own. Reconnaissances.
If it was anything except for DV, I would say hell yeah, especially with not having a record, got a job. That's usually your key to getting out, you know.
Not only did he fight one family member, but 2. Badass.
I mean, I'll be kind of surprised if Stansbury lets him walk. Good.
All right, Mr. Boozer, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and release you on what's called your own recognizance, which means you can help on some paperwork promising to show for future court dates. Your failure to do so would result in a warrant being issued for your arrest. I'm going to put conditions on that release, however. And those
Money Monday.
A complete no contact order with Mariah and Yvette Boozer. All of those conditions can be revisited down the road, but for today, they're going to
fault 2 Mormons.
appear to be found in violation of either of
Obviously
those
on
conditions.
Wednesday.
Your bond can be revoked, in which case you'd be sitting down there at the jail until your case were resolved, possibly longer if you were convicted and received additional charges.
I know where you order
That being
from,
said,
Judge.
this case will be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial until
Adam and
unless you
Eve.
get an attorney. All notices are going directly to you, so make sure your address is correct on your bond paperwork. If you,
That's how he got his PR file.
They're not they allege that Mariah and Yvette live over on Licking River Road, but you're saying you live where? What was it again?
Licking River Road.
Well, what's the address where you're going to be staying?
Licking River.
But that's where they say they're living.
Right, so I'll have to go to Jefferson. I'll go to Jefferson Ridge.
What's the street address again?
How many houses he got?
73 Jefferson Ridge Drive. 43062.
Hey, you Nancy.
Now, if you have personal belongings at the Licking River or at the Licking River address, you can make arrangements through the Pataskla Police Department for what's called standby assistance. That means that the police will meet you at the residence before anybody goes in. Just make sure
Bigfoot, thank you.
that there aren't any further issues to deal with. Now, if you're going to get an attorney, deal with that right away. Do not wait until the day of your trial to deal with getting an attorney. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Very well. You may go with the officer. Thank you.
What do you think happened? He seemed like a pretty together guy. I mean,
yeah,
Michael Cooper.
Yes, sir.
Just like this dude.
Cooper. You understand
Yeah.
rights today?
Fred Franklin.
Yes, sir.
Looks like there was a warrant issued for your arrest last year when you failed to appear for some sort of a hearing before Judge George. Now,
wow.
he set a bond on that, and because your case was assigned to Judge George, all I'm going to do today is simply set a bond and get this thing set before him again. I think it was revocation.
Did you notice the
of
timer
ILC.
seems to be very off? On
And you had an attorney, but that attorney has.
I noticed it last night.
So be advised of that. That
I
being
think
said,
we talked about this already, didn't we?
Cooper.
I got 4430.
Street.
You have what?
4430.
City and state.
3952.
Huh?
City and state.
Newark, Ohio.
Exactly.
Who do you live there with?
My fiance.
And are you employed, Mr. Cooper?
I am not.
Okay.
But
Shocker.
I am currently seeking for a job, yes.
Just tons of hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Construction.
I'll BRB 117 of you.
Alrighty, so
All right.
have you seen the common police court magistrate yet?
No, sir.
Okay, but you've got a pending PV in common police court, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is Fred Franklin if he'd have really went the wrong way. Lost his teeth. Had to work construction, quote unquote. He's got to get to the Walmart.
Here.
No, sir.
I see that, Jay.
Well, whenever we have a situation where there's been a warrant for a while, I always figure the person was either locked up someplace else or they managed to avoid having any contact with the police. Which was it for you?
Well, I did have I currently had a child also, so had a new outlook on stuff. She's 4 months old now.
He had a baby?
Thank you. I've just been trying to, do what I got to do.
All right. Well, I got to do what I got to do too, and that's gonna be
like this video.
This judgment. So I'll set the bond like he did on the warrant. So it's $2,000, cash surety 10%, no alcohol, no drugs. We'll get this rescheduled in front of him. If you want to get a lawyer for this, you got to fill out a new application. Any questions?
No, sir.
Very well, Mr. Cooper. Congratulations on fatherhood, and you may go with the officer.
All right, thank you.
Busy having a baby.
How are you, sir?
Better than you, apparently. Mr. Bond, you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Did you receive a copy of the complaint?
Roasted.
Yes, sir.
Did you read it? Did you realize you've been charged with disorderly conduct as a 4th-degree misdemeanor?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you know the drill. That's up to 30 days, up to a $250 fine. How are you pleading today?
Not guilty, sir.
All right.
Of course he didn't.
You got picked up. Well, you got arrested Saturday?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So did the cops just see and realize that you had a warrant and picked you up?
Well, they told me the warrant was issued the day before. Like, I didn't even get a chance to get the mail for the warrant to be issued. They just arrested me ahead of time and brought me down here.
Well, when they filed the charges, the prosecutor's office requested that a warrant be issued for your arrest as opposed to a summons. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My apologies then. I was going to give all this paperwork to Ryan Ward, my lawyer now, and he can hopefully help me.
Do you have an active case right now?
I'm not sure. I think I do. Okay, because yes, I have an active case right now with Ryan Ward.
Just come back to me, Judge. Go work on the car, Pike. Good to see you. Yeah, I was waiting for it to come in the mail, Your Honor, and it didn't come. We need you guys all to like this video, by the way. It helps us out tremendously. If you're new around here, we do this 5 days a week. Zoom court starting at 1 p.m. Eastern. Live Zoom court from across this great nation of ours.
To do today, Mr. Dodson, and I want to be honest with you. When I saw your name on the docket for arraignments, I thought to myself, he's not getting an OR bond today. But you know what? You're getting an OR bond today.
Thank you, sir.
Primarily because this is alleged to have occurred over 2 weeks ago, not that you got picked up over the weekend, and not that it was trespass and theft. So,
thank you, sir.
OR bond, no alcohol, no drugs. I'll put on a no contact order with Bethany McGowan. This will get randomly assigned, set for a trial. You'll get noticed by mail. If you want to get a lawyer, you know the drill, fill it out. And if you want the same lawyer to handle this that's handling your other case, they can tell you who that is, and you can put their name down at the top. Any questions?
No, sir.
You may go with the officer. Thank you, Mr. Donaldson.
Thank you, sir.
Donaldson. Good afternoon, sir. Is that how you pronounce your last name, Enoch?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then, Mr. Enoch, do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Did you get a copy of the complaint in your case?
Yes, sir. Right here.
Yeah. Did you read it? Did you understand what it is they charged you with?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, obstructing official business is a second-degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalties are up to 90 days jail and up to a $750 fine. How would you like to plead?
Not guilty.
And what's your surname?
Show of the year.
6859 Magdalena Lane, Magdalena Lane, Canal Chester, Ohio,
All right.
43110.
Are you employed? You go to school? What do you do?
I'm employed.
None of the above?
I'm employed.
Where do you work?
I work at this program. It's helping me get a better job and go to college.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that over in Franklin County?
Damn it.
Yeah,
All right. Let me take a quick look at the file here.
okay.
He really couldn't explain his job very well.
I heard that. It didn't really sound like a job, but whatever.
I got a job.
Deborah, I gotta say, I'm really happy that you did that because it's gonna be like an uncomfortable talk. I don't like to pressure people for their dues. You know what I mean? So thank you.
You know who you are. Have you noticed the judge has just been pounding people with the one-liners today?
Yeah. He might have gotten laid this weekend, I think. Probably.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
All right, here's what we
His
do.
hair's a little messed up.
Release on your own recognizance today. This case will be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. Over here, we do a court-appointed for defense counsel. We don't have a public defender's office, so you have to fill out an application.
For some people
if
that's
you
never
wanna
had a
get,
job,
ask
I
the
guess
court
you
to
could.
appoint an attorney to represent you.
That is.
They have the application forms there. at the
Job
door.
board.
I agree, Ann.
If you're going to be released, because I'm not sure whether they're filing felony charges or not out of this incident, but if they don't, and you get released because I set an OR bond, you have to turn in your application for counsel. They can tell you.
Also, my guess is the Licking County Jail's a little full today. Maybe I don't know.
They said they changed it. They said they changed it.
Well, originally there was.
They lied.
If I go black,
So
it's
failure to comply,
because of
otherwise
lots of
felony
boom
fleeing and the
booms
obstructing charge.
happening
The
outside.
felony will have been presented to the county prosecutor, and they'll make a decision as to whether or not they want to present that to the grand jury. I can tell you what I conducted a probable cause hearing yesterday, which,
Good question.
for all intents and purposes, all you need to know about that is I was read the facts that the officer claims
And I got that chase from
occurred
earlier.
and made the decision whether or not there was enough
good.
evidence there to hold you on anything.
Did you see
I found
the,
that there was
hit?
on the obstructing?
No.
Didn't find that there was probable cause on the fleeing, but that doesn't mean they can't charge you with it. That was just my decision.
Oh, yeah, for
based
sure.
on the limited
9.5 out of
Lake
10.
officer wrote.
I got to
So,
cut it down. It's like
if
37
If
minutes.
you get out, you turn in your
No, we just cut it
application.
when it
If
gets
you
to the
don't,
trees.
They will send it here for you, but we'll get this set fairly quickly. You have any questions?
No, sir.
Very well, Mr. Enoch. You may go with the officer. Thank you.
There's nobody in the courtroom today.
I noticed that. Yeah, usually it'll fill up a little bit with a couple of.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Grandy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Opie.
Mr. Grandy, do you understand your rights in court?
Yes, sir.
Did you receive
Grandy.
3 complaints that have been filed against you?
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Did you read
Roger.
those? Do you understand what it is you've been charged with?
Aja.
Yes, sir.
You've been charged in the first count, and this is all alleged to have occurred on July the 30th of this year within the village of Buckeye Lake, Lincoln County, Ohio, with fleeing and eluding a police officer, operating a vehicle so as to willfully elude or flee an officer after receiving a visible or
We got a
audible
chase.
from a police officer to bring the person's motor vehicle to a stop. They filed that as a first-degree misdemeanor, which bodes pretty well for Mr. Enoch. It doesn't sound like the county prosecutor elected to take this one. So that's a first-degree misdemeanor. That's up to 180 days, up to a $1,000 fine. Second count, is obstruction of official business. That's an M2. That's up to 90 days, up to a $750 fine. And then the last charge is being in possession of fictitious identification. Again, that's a first-degree misdemeanor with the same penalties as I previously described. How do you wish to plead?
I plead guilty.
Now, before I can accept your guilty pleas, I need to go through a number of things
6.
with you. Guilty is a complete admission of guilt. Normally, you're presumed to be innocent of the charges. It's always the state's burden to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You have a right to a trial with a judge or a jury, and you have the right to be represented.
Probably
by counsel.
smart.
If you couldn't afford
It
one,
ran
you're
from the
qualified.
cops. I mean,
We'll give you a lawyer for absolutely no
There's probably
cost.
plenty of proof.
Would you like to have a lawyer on this?
Yes, sir.
And let's not guilty, please. What's your address?
6088.
Way to talk him out of his Stansberry.
City and state?
Canal, Winchester, Ohio, Columbus Canal, Winchester, Ohio, 43110.
All right.
Do you have a monobrow
How old are
or
you?
is it?
19?
I am 19, yes.
You work?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
I work at Donato's.
And what do you do there?
Did he say
pizza place?
I mean, do you make the pizzas? Do you deliver the pizzas?
I make them.
I thought he said.
All right.
Bananas.
I've been working there for a couple months now. I used to work there a couple years ago, and I got another job, and then I went back.
And is the location where you're working in Canal, Winchester?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
And did you go to Canal?
Yes, sir.
All right. Very well. Well, Mr. Grandy,
Oh,
I'm
my
going to go ahead
daughter,
and release
so
you on
we
your
got
own
you.
recognizance today. This case will be randomly assigned to a judge or to a judge for a trial. If you're going to be going for court-appointed counsel, get the application.
Yeah,
form
getting
from
chased by the
jail.
cops
I don't
trying to
believe
deliver
you're being
pizza.
held on anything else, although let me double check and make sure that that's the case. Yeah, it doesn't look like you're going to be held on anything else. So if you do decide to,
Ed, we were just asking
counsel,
about
it's your
you.
job to turn in the application. Folks at the
What
jail
the
can
hell's
tell you
Ed?
where that goes, but the main thing is don't wait until.
I thought you got
trial
arrested
to,
over the
deal with
weekend,
an
Ed.
attorney, you understand?
Troublemaker.
All right, Mr. Grandy, any other questions today?
No, sir.
Very well. You may go with the officer. Thank you. Terrence
That's
Hall.
really weird. A false ID. That's a. I mean,
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Hall?
teenage girl.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Hall, do you understand your rights in
Right.
court today?
Yes.
Did you receive a copy of the complaint that was filed in your case?
Yes, sir.
Did you read it? You understand you've been charged with theft?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Carries up to 180 days jail. Up to a
Sure
$1,000
did.
fine. How do you want to plead to the charge, Mr. Hall?
Love that.
I'm guilty.
Now, before I can accept your plea, I need to ask you some
I did
questions.
it.
I'm not trying to get you to change your mind about what you're doing. I just have to verify you're doing it of your own free will, knowing what rights you're going to be giving up and what the penalties can be. So, I think I don't know if I mentioned or not. That's up to 180 days jail, up to $1,000 fine.
Awfully
Now,
loud in the back
you have
room,
the right
huh?
to be represented
Yeah,
by
they're
an
fighting
attorney.
back there?
Qualified. We'd give you one for free. And that person could advise you of any defenses that might be available to you, motions that could be made on your behalf.
Bracelet Sainsbury has.
Let's try to get you the best outcome of these proceedings. Would you like to have an attorney, or did you want to give up on it?
Yes.
I asked you two questions, so that's on me. Do you want to have a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, then let's do a not guilty.
What are you
plea. What's
laughing
your
about,
current
Mike?
address?
14. I just moved to 14 North 7th Street.
Your
What do you-
north-
Go ahead and say
Yeah,
it.
but I don't want to do a not guilty plea if I'm gonna have to. Last time I'm gonna have to wait. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today on a.
Okay.
on a plea of not
Okay.
guilty, all right?
Yes, sir.
Probably best.
Okay. Are you employed?
Trying to get them to quiet down back there.
I'm still at R. Donnelly.
Okay.
Next time somebody comes in here and says this podcast is racist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Just kidding.
All right. Well, here's what we'll
Jokes.
do. As I said, I would release you on your own recognizance, and I will. This case will be randomly assigned to a judge set for a trial. You can get an application form from the folks there at the jail. However, because I'm releasing you, and I don't see any other issues keeping you there.
Has
we'll
anybody
your
been
job to
held
get it
yet
turned
today?
in. The main thing is,
Not yet.
don't wait until the day of your trial to do it getting along.
Catch and release today.
Sure.
All right. Any questions?
No, sir.
Very well. You may go with the officer. Thank you, Mr. Hall.
120 of you here with us. Please, if you're new here, slap a like on it, subscribe, notifications on. Go over to We Got a Case channel, by the way.
My man.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kaiser, you
Forgot
understand
to shave the rest.
Yes, sir. And did you watch, or I'm sorry, did you get a copy of the complaint? Would have been a piece of paper they gave you, said in Lincoln County Municipal Court at the top.
Not that I recall.
Well, okay. So, Officer Bell of the Utica Police Department alleges that on or about July the 31st of this year, within the village of Utica in Lincoln County, Ohio, that you did recklessly cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm to Vicky Kaiser by engaging in fighting,
Vicky.
threatening harm to persons or property, or in violent or turbulent behavior. That's commonly known as disorderly conduct, and as filed, this is a minor misdemeanor. So there's no jail associated with this charge. $150.
Thank you, Dave.
Understand?
Yes. What happened is that.
Hold on, man. Before you get into
Don't even talk. He's going to let you out anyways. Don't worry about it. No big deal.
So, not guilty, guilty, or no contest.
Not guilty.
And what's your address?
314 Wells Avenue.
City and state?
Utica, Ohio.
And you guys have a P.O. box, or does the mail come to the house?
Just the house, 43080.
Are you employed, Mr. Kaiser?
Yes.
What do you do?
Mechanic.
And who do you work for?
Hope Timber.
Do you work down at the pallet factory?
Yeah.
How long, how long you been with them?
About a month now.
Take a quick look here at the file.
Uh-oh.
I mean, he might be. He might have been brought in late last night. Think about it. In the middle of doing his hair. Can you tell her to quiet down, please? Jesus Christ, it's loud back there. We haven't had any lawn care today. It's just odd.
Construction, pallet factory,
Mechanic.
Pete service.
A job for finding you a better job. Add that too.
All right, Mr. Kaiser, you're going to be released on your own recognizance. That just means
Shocker.
You're going to sign some paperwork promising you court dates. You'll learn of when those dates are because they're going to send notices to you in the mail. Make sure your address is correct on your bond. You're not eligible to ask the court to appoint counsel for you, but you have the right to hire an attorney if you like. But if you're going to go to trial and represent yourself, bring all the evidence you want the court to consider with you that day, including any witnesses. You have any questions?
No.
Very well, Mr. Kaiser. You may go with the officer. Thank you.
Keeping beard.
Thank you.
All right, who's next to get released? Add $2. Thank you.
You understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. We've got 3 matters that we need to take care of.
3?
Have been taken care of already because I had to issue a warrant for your arrest for failing to appear for hearings.
We might have our
Let's
first
start off
person
with the top.
staying.
You understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you get a copy of the new complaint that was filed alleging the offense of criminal trespass on Friday?
Allegedly.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read it? You understand that's what the charge is and that it's a 4th degree misdemeanor?
Yes, Your Honor.
That means you're looking at up to up to a 30-day jail term and up to a $250 fine. How do you want to plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
All righty. And what is your current address, Mr. McLeod?
It's 130 Broadway Street, apartment B3, Hebron, Ohio.
We tried.
B3.
Beta 3?
Yeah.
You say that is Hebron?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your zip out there?
It's 43025.
And do you have a P.O. box or does the mail come to the apartment?
It comes to the apartment.
I don't think he's got teeth.
Are you employed?
I work for a tree service, Your Honor. It's under the table. So,
I'm
I
not
mean,
the operator, but how long have you worked for the tree service?
it's been
All right.
about 6 months.
I like his honesty.
All right. And what's the, well, never mind. We don't want to leave a paper trail for the IRS.
That was great.
All right, we got to talk about these old cases. All right, you've got an old traffic ticket, failure to reinstate. That's from October of last year. That's assigned to me. You have 2 options on this one. You can either stand on your plea of not guilty, in which case I'll set a bond for you, and we'll go ahead and get the new trial date scheduled. Or if you want to wrap it up today, you can change your plea to
I'm quick, Kiernoff.
guilty or no contest. This is an unclassified misdemeanor. It carries no possible jail time. We could be ordered to perform community service, pay a fine of up to $1,000, and be have your right to apply for a license suspended for 1 year. So, do you want to stand on your plea of not guilty and get a new court date, or do you just want to wrap this one up today?
I'll do not guilty. That's all right.
Well, I can't make you plead guilty, right?
Yeah.
Is this guy getting paid under the table?
I handed over the money. By the way, tree services love to pay under the table. You know why? Insurance costs for employees, climbing trees, being around that stuff. That's why almost all of them like to do that.
typically the guy that climbs the tree and cuts it is the guy that owns the business.
Right. There's a reason.
Everyone else is on the ground.
Yes.
This was out of Buckeye Lake of August of last year. You've also got a license forfeiture on this one. Did you want to stand on your plea of not guilty and get a new court date?
Yeah, Kunoff, initially when I saw that, I
Is
thought
there
something
a-
different.
Can I ask a question?
Shoot.
On that one, is there any way I could plead insanity on that one?
Person always has the right to plead not guilty by reason of insanity, but that's
Sure.
a factual question for a jury or a judge to decide. So the way it works is you get a psychological evaluation. The psychologist
Okay.
gives an opinion as to
It
whether
wasn't
or
a
not
bag of money, it was a
you
sack.
met the definition of legal insanity at the time of the offense.
Somebody
But
told him that while in jail, right?
Mm-hmm. Plead insanity, brother.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I mean, I don't know how all that works, though. I mean,
He just
Well, you're gonna get an
explained it to you.
application for court-appointed counsel down there at the jail. And let me see something here.
Look out. He's going to the nudie bin. He's crazy.
Okay. Looks like these three cases are the only cases that are holding you down at the jail, and I don't know why, but I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on all three of them.
Oh my God, Judge Stansbury.
Which means
Jesus
that,
Christ.
You
have
get an
to-
OR bond. You get an OR bond. You
have
get
to-
an OR bond.
Court hearing.
My
They have the form at
God.
the jail for you. However, they will not send it in for you. Do you understand?
yes, Your Honor.
So the driver's
Every
license charge and the OVI
single
charge
person,
coming back to me. We'll
Griggsy,
send you notices
has
by
been
mail,
let out
so make sure
today.
you can get your,
There you go. There's your OR bond. Everybody just take one. Here you go.
Good
Yeah, here.
Lord.
Important not only that they know how to reach you by having a correct mailing address and a working phone number with voicemail option,
This is
but it's really critical that you maintain.
This is
contact with
crazy.
them. You can't wait until
I-
the day of your
Didn't
court
they
date.
say that? Was it this one or the guy before? They picked him up on a
Yes,
warrant
Your Honor.
because he didn't appear already.
There's
Yeah.
the only person in the entire
Failure to
government.
appear.
Their job is to get you the best
I-
deal possible. The way they do that is by you staying in close contact with them.
Guys are gonna close down the jail for the
new
week,
charge
I
is gonna be
guess.
randomly assigned to a judge set for a trial. Might come to me, might come to Judge George.
The card scanner must be out of business.
Application for court-appointed counsel on the
And
OVI
he's been
and
cracking some
Trespass.
dad
Not
jokes and
eligible to
one-liners
ask for a lawyer
today.
on the driver's license charge because there's no jail. Understand?
Yes, Your
Yes,
Honor.
Any
yes.
other questions today, Mr. McLeod?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. You may go with the officer. Thank you, sir.
This is
Thank you,
crazy. Domestic violence,
Devontae Powell?
people that aren't even showing up to court. Everybody gets out.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Powell?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Powell, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you get a copy of the complaint that was filed against you in this case?
Today's the day to ask for what, Carol?
It's just a piece of paper writing out what they say you did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well,
Good enough.
Alleging that on or about the 30th day of July of the year 2022, within that village and in Lincoln County, Ohio, that you, without privilege to do so, and with the purpose to prevent, obstruct, or delay the performance by a public official,
Who is that?
any authorized to act within the public official's official capacity, did an act that hampers
even
or
wanna know.
impedes the public official in the
Sticks
performance.
the activists.
Basically, they're claiming that you ran from a vehicle after a vehicle pursuit. So it's a second-degree misdemeanor, carries up to 90 days in jail, up to a $750 fine. How do you want to plead today?
Not good.
And what's your current address?
6968 Laurel Boat Lane,
City and state?
Canal Winchester, Ohio, 43110.
Why even go through all this?
18.
And are you still in school? Do you work? What do you do?
Nah, I graduated.
Okay. Do you go to Canal?
I went to Fairfield, well, both, like Fairfield Career Center.
Okay, gotcha. And do you work now?
Nah, I'm applying for a job though.
Okay, very good.
You.
Mr. Powell, you're going to be released on your own recognizance today. Case will be randomly assigned to a judge set for trial.
That was just as good as I was supposed to have an interview today.
Defender's office. You can get the application form there at the jail, but since you're being released, it'll be your job to get it
Oh.
turned in. Main thing is, don't wait until the day of your trial.
I
to do
forgot
anything
to
more.
watch that
Understand?
show when it was so popular.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions today?
No, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Powell. You may go with the officer. Good luck.
A female lady? Or a lady female?
James Sheets.
Everybody out. Let's go.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sheets. Do you understand your rights?
What's that?
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Did you receive a copy of the complaint?
He's got an interesting look.
That's the one. Did you read it? Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
Does it look like his eyelids are too big?
Order. It's a first degree misdemeanor. Carries up to 180 days jail, up to $1,000.
They look thick.
Not guilty, sir.
And what's your current address?
It'll be a couple days before I have that, Your Honor. I currently don't have one. I'm just waiting for a place to be moved to Somerset, Ohio from Johnstown, and then I'll have an address.
And you say we who? Who's we?
I said I am waiting for a place to be moved
You
from,
did.
from
You said we.
Johnstown to Somerset, and then I'll have an address.
At least Stansbury's collecting info on everybody. I mean, he is doing that. But this is crazy. Do we finally have somebody, since he's homeless? Does he get to stay? Just one, please.
You just told him he was leaving the area.
That's true. That's a good point.
I'm about to bounce, Your Honor.
What a crazy ass day. Oh, yes, his friend, his mouse in his pocket. Better than a gerbil, because then we really question what his intentions are with the gerbil.
He does have a sad feel about him.
Where do you work?
Hammer Down Construction.
Where are they based out of?
It'd be Hebron, Ohio.
Under the
How long
table?
have you worked for them?
Out of somebody's house.
3 months now.
Hammer time.
Hammer down. Yeah, I'm that quick.
All right, Mr. Sheets, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance on the condition that you
Shocking.
abide by the terms of any active CPO in which you're named as the respondent. So I'm not putting on a no contact order, but if the CPO is still in place, you can't have any contact. Understand?
Yes, sir.
This case is going to be randomly assigned to a judge and set for a trial. You'll be sent notice by mail of when that's going to be. So make sure that the address. I mean, if you have a place that you use as a mailing address, that's
Enough,
great.
seriously.
You can put down your current address, and then as soon as you move to Thornville, you'll need to make sure that you update that address with the clerk of court. It is your job to have a current mailing address on file with the court at all times while this case is pending. We don't have your address, you're not going to get your notice, which means you're not going to show up, which means we're going to issue a new warrant for your arrest. All right.
It's crazy.
Yes, sir.
Case will be randomly assigned, and
Just like you
are
just
eligible
brought
to
up,
ask for
he's-
court-appointed counsel. You can get an application there at the jail.
He's leaving town.
Your job to turn it in. Any questions?
No, sir.
Very well.
All right, Your Honor, I'll get you that address. You count on it.
Watch the first person that gets no OR bond is something stupid too.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Thorpe, do you understand your rights in court today?
Yeah.
Yes,
Did you receive a copy of the traffic ticket in your case?
It is.
I did not.
All right. The Hebron Police
that
Department
Bigfoot?
is alleging that on or about July the 31st of this year at approximately 8:16 a.m., you were in physical control of a silver 03 Chevrolet sedan on East Main Street within the village of Hebron in Lincoln County, Ohio, while under the influence of alcohol and/or drug abuse. It's commonly known as physical control while under the influence. It's a first-degree misdemeanor, up to 180 days, up to a $1,000 fine. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty.
And your current address?
102 Main Street, Somerset, Ohio, 43783.
All right. Now that's different than the address that's on your ticket, so you need to make sure that you have a complete and current mailing address on file with the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, and you'll be required to keep that with the court as well. Understand?
Okay. Yep.
Are you employed?
No, not currently.
And what kind of work do you normally do when you are employed?
Well, I was just recently a sanitation supervisor at a food production plant.
Okay.
Mostly food production related things.
Was that locally or was that someplace else?
It was locally.
Out in the industrial
Mount
park?
Perry, Ohio. What's that?
Out the industrial park?
No, it's in Mount Perry, local to me, not local to here. Sorry.
All right. So here's what we're going to do, Mr. Thorpe. I'm going to go ahead and release you on your own recognizance. This case will be randomly assigned to a judge set for a trial. You're going to get notice of when that's going to be through the mail. Until unless you get an attorney, all the correspondence goes directly to you. You're eligible to ask the court to appoint an attorney to represent you. You can get the form at the jail, but I'm cutting you loose, and frankly, I'd be shocked if you have anything else holding you in there.
I'd be
So let me
shocked
double check.
if you told me to stay.
Sure doesn't look like it. So because you're going to be released, it's your job to get your application turned in. Don't dilly-dally on
Flush
that.
All right, thanks, sir.
All right,
No
Mr.
dilly
Jordan.
dallying, Creed. No dilly dally.
Joseph West.
Joseph, get ready. You're going free, my dude. F all of you that said that was me.
Good afternoon, sir. You Mr. West?
I tried to draw him. Didn't
Mr.
work out
West,
too well.
we're here from
Pretty close.
complaint filed yesterday that alleges that you were in possession of marijuana in an amount less than 100 grams. That is
How
a minor
dare you.
misdemeanor, and the maximum penalty for that offense is a $150 fine. How do you wish to plead?
I can plead guilty to that one.
All right, and you realize you're not required to do that, but if you do, you're going to give up your right.
That's
to
a
have
dude
trial.
from
The government is gonna have
Orange
to
County
prove your
Choppers, I
violation
think,
about-
that Mike.
And are you a citizen of the
Mike.
United States?
I think it was his name.
Yes, sir.
Ed,
To
to you as well.
You may not want
I
to
was-
because this is in conjunction with a felony OVI, correct?
Yes, and there were other misdemeanors, and it looked like they addressed the misdemeanors at the felony side.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether they will. They typically don't in our county, but you never know.
They did earlier, just like a minute ago.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, there's always an exception.
Looks
to
a lot
the
like him,
rule,
doesn't it?
right?
You are.
I mean, a felony OVI, that's it. We're getting into some serious stuff
Okay,
here, no?
Anything else you want to say about the weed?
Here we go.
No, sir.
All right, no fine. Court costs will be imposed. Any questions?
Wait,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No fines. Court costs will be imposed. See you later.
What a
Sue,
day.
Apparently, Mr. West also does have traffic ticket that they're trying to find down there. So we're going to see if we can't get that file down here so we can have him address that.
We'll just dismiss
The
it,
county
you
prosecutor,
know,
as I
if we
correctly
find it.
predicted, is not including the misdemeanors in that.
Yes, they are. So, all right.
I think we're about to get the file, but if you want to have Mr. West go ahead and
Is there like a potluck today everybody wants to get to?
I don't know.
All right, Mr. West, they did file traffic charges on you, 67 and a 55. That's
This is
speeding,
every single person, correct?
having an expired driver's license and being under a FRA suspension. Now, based upon your previous driving record, the speeding is a minor misdemeanor. The driver's license offenses are either a minor misdemeanor or unclassified.
He really
So
is.
again, no jail on any of these charges. How do you want to plead?
So I can plead guilty on the speeding. However, I thought that I was under privileges, and I was told that I would have a chance to get in contact with Judge Hummer about that.
Well, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf.
Just let you go.
Just let you out.
Because a guilty plea to these offenses admits that you committed the offenses, which means
Yeah, but they were still
the police were
let out,
justified
though.
in executing a traffic
They had a
stop.
fine, but still
You
let
may not
out.
want to be willing to concede that at the felony level. So let's do not guilty pleas for you here. All right.
I'm pretty sure.
He's advised everybody today to go with not guilty.
Yeah.
Not a single guilty.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and release you on your own recognizance on that case. That'll be randomly assigned to a judge set for trial. You're not eligible to ask for court-appointed counsel on this one, but I'm sure that if you get an attorney for your felony, they're probably more than willing to at least discuss the issues with you.
And let you out.
That being said, any other questions now?
And it may not be a question for you. They told me that I have a preliminary trial coming up for that felony, but
Anybody
I
who's
don't.
charged with a felony that hasn't been indicted is entitled to what's called a preliminary hearing within 15 days of the date of their arrest. That's a hearing to determine whether or not there's probable cause to believe that you committed the felony offense. And if a judge were to find that there was not probable cause, the charge would be dismissed and you'd be discharged. In our county,
Everybody's
we
being
don't do
pardoned.
preliminary hearings because
Let them all
the grand jury will issue an indictment prior to the 15 days, or sometimes they ask defendants to waive their right to have that hearing within 15 days for like an extra 5 or 10 or 15 days, whatever. But your next thing, do you have a bond from the felony OVI?
Yeah, they said it was 50 grand. And they said Thursday, the 11th, was going to be a trial, like a pre-trial or something.
I'm not sure about that, but I just wanted to see what they set your bond at. So if you're still in jail at the time the traffic case is set for trial here, then you'll be transported over here to the municipal building.
On a good note, these people are all going to be out
What should I do about turning in the
going
meantime,
wild
since I
and
don't have
crazy
access to
today. So, next few days might be pretty good.
Yeah.
For a bond on the felony, you should be eligible to apply for counsel.
Tell
What
it
they're
is.
going to do is they're going to take
Pulling
you
an
on
April,
Tuesday,
an Oprah.
after you
It's
get
called
indicted.
Oprah.
April.
Right again. Then they're going to give you an opportunity to apply for court-appointed counsel, and you'll come back the next Tuesday, and that's when you'll enter your plea. All right?
Sounds good. Thank you, sir, for all your help.
Yeah, that's a
Mr.
big,
Weston, I'm going to go with the officer, and for this time, I mean it for
big
real.
bond.
All right, thank you.
All right, Sue. I wish you the best of luck this week.
There she is. Why?
Thank you.
What's happening?
I'll see you next
off.
Monday.
He's off. He's going to vacation cream.
Is he
I
going on
can only
vacation or
hope.
Sue?
Take care.
He is, I bet.
Well, that's it.
He takes as many days off as my mailman does.
Numerous times.
Well, that was a fun day. Is that why? Because it's his last day before vacation, so everybody gets out. That is insane.
Wanted a clean slate when he came back.
That is just crazy. All right, so we were watching this courtroom, and we were tipped off to something good. I hope we'll see. Nice ear on Jose, by the way.
Yeah, it's a quite the collection we got. Here.
October 3rd, 9 a.m. on both cases. Being in recess on Autry, we're now on the record in 2019 CR 477, State of Kansas versus Chelsea Ray Ann Bartonuk. Please announce appearances.
May it please the court, Megan Booker on behalf of the state.
Your Honor,
Look, she's
Darren
in the bed
Patterson,
with her
on
mother.
behalf of Chelsea Bartonek, who does not appear, at least I don't have, maybe she is. Is Chelsea Bartonek on here?
Yes, I'm right here.
Where?
Right here.
There you are. Okay.
I got glasses on.
All right. Okay. You're here on a 2019 case for domestic battery, and I believe it's a show cause. Is her probation officer here? Miss Donovan, you were here there. Okay. How does she
Domestic
want to
battery is
proceed,
the
Mr.
guy next to
Patterson?
her.
Judge, this is another case where I have never spoke to her about her show cause hearing, so that I am not prepared to proceed. I'm asking for continuance.
Miss Bartonick, you were here June 8th, and Judge Ricky appointed Darren Patterson. Why didn't you contact him?
Darren Patterson, I called twice. What do you mean? I've already tried contacting him, and the girl who's supposed to call told me that he would get in contact with me. That's how I got this number for Zoom meetings.
We did send out the
Okay.
Zoom link, Judge. That is correct.
Okay, I'm going
and
to.
as far as I know, he's court appointed, and so I don't pay for him. So unless I was paying to speak to him, I don't get to pay to speak to him.
The taxpayers pay to pay him.
Well, all I know is that I don't pay to speak to him ahead of time. So whatever we're talking about right now, I'm kind of confused as well.
Well, I'm hopefully confused about what you're saying. It's making no sense to me.
I guess so.
Okay, I'm going to continue this for 2 weeks.
And why are we continuing it? How long is
Because
this
you
going to
haven't
be
talked to your
continuing?
attorney, and if you don't want it continued, I'll just have the hearing right now, and you won't have the benefit of your attorney representing you.
Huh.
Yeah. Probation is a privilege. You don't have to have probation. We can revoke it right now, and you can go serve your sentence if you like.
I mean, that's fine, but what?
It's fine that you, okay, it's fine that you're revoked.
No, I think you're trying to switch my words around on me, and that's not acceptable right now. No, I've already told you what I wanted to do. You're switching my words around. I'm not okay with this.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You don't F with Judge Webster, especially on a day when she's already got some attitude.
Judge, if the court is setting it over 2 weeks, I can fit her in for an appointment before that time.
There is a guy in bed with Chelsea right now, by the way.
She's
She's
definitely
sitting-
somebody right next to her.
Yeah, he said something to her and she looked over.
Has she seen you, Miss Donovan, since she was ordered to by Judge Ricky on June 8th?
Your Honor, she was reported by phone since she was released from jail.
Have you asked her to come in any more than that?
I have not, Your Honor, because she does reside in Newton.
Okay. All right. This is not up for discussion. This is a 2019 CR case, criminal case.
You know what I mean?
So far, Judge.
Okay,
what's-
ma'am, you're being disrespectful to the court who is going to decide your fate.
Go ahead. Do what you feel you need to do.
Please calm down.
No, because I think she's being rude.
Oh shit.
Just let her speak.
And I am. So you be quiet.
Don't make me hit you again.
Look at Judge. She's just soaking it in.
Not serious enough for me to take judgment calls for no reason.
How old are you?
I'm 32 actually. And you?
And who is that person you're talking to?
It is my boyfriend.
She just got diagnosed with severe persistent mental illness not too long ago through Prairie View.
Right. Oh, yeah, but we can't speak because I wasn't able to speak with my lawyer ahead of time. But anyways,
Okay.
I'm going through Prairie View and I'm waiting. I've been diagnosed with mental illness and stuff like that, and we're currently working on that right now.
All
And
right, Miss
fact
Bart,
of the
Miss
matter-
Bartnock here. I'm going to order that you be here in the courthouse in 2 weeks.
Oh,
weeks
now I gotta
from
make it
today.
you.
2
Are you
weeks.
gonna pay for my ride? I don't have transportation.
2 weeks from today, you must be in the Butler County Courthouse, 201 West Pine, El Dorado.
Okay, well, I'm sure somebody will be calling on my behalf then. That's fine. I don't know.
No,
if
you will
can
be
make it. I don't
there,
have a
or I will
ride.
send the sheriff out to get you.
Right, so I'm gonna be sitting in jail for another week on account of sitting around waiting to talk to you. I don't think so. I think y'all are dirty. I'm not gonna go sit in a freaking courtroom or in a jail system just so I can speak to you for another freaking week when it could already be settled right now.
All right.
So settle it right now. I'm not gonna deal with this.
Okay.
I think this is childish in all kinds of fucking ways. No, I need you to shut up too.
He's gonna catch an ass whooping when they get off this call.
He's getting his ass beat.
What is
Yeah.
your mental health diagnosis, Miss Bartnock?
My mental health diagnosis is bitch made, and I'm a fucking ADHD bitch. And I'm not gonna sit here and let some other people who are insensitive make insensitive choices about my fucking life.
Well said.
Look at William. He just threw his
As
head
if
back.
you fucking get to do everything you want to do. You got a car, you got a house, you gotta fucking pay your bills. You want to come at me like I can do all that? Please, then you better start giving me some fucking money for all this bullshit.
Are
ass
you
stuff.
taking the
It's
medication?
injustice and unjustifiable.
Miss Bartnock, are you taking the medication prescribed to you?
No, because they keep putting me on fucking Down syndrome medication like I'm retarded, and I'm not.
Okay, I am going to order that you be in the Butler County Courthouse this afternoon.
Oh, you gonna pay
Chelsea's
for my ride?
on there.
I don't have transportation.
Okay.
She just got her life in order.
Yeah, my life
Things
is
are
in
going
order.
good.
Right, until I talk to you and you want to say I
That's up
didn't
for
talk to my
debate.
lawyer. That's bullcrap.
I'm issuing a bench warrant, no bond hold.
She needs counsel. She needs to speak to her attorney. Her attorney is speaking for her.
Yeah, why didn't
She's
anybody
not
call
her
me?
attorney.
Bench warrant,
Ooh, I got a warrant all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're coming to
probation
get
is
you.
revoked.
Oh my God! Why?
She's
Because
clearly
they're
in
good.
violation of her probation. Mr. Patterson, you're welcome to try to say what you will, but I don't know what you can tell me to convince me she's not violating her probation.
Right. Apparently I didn't do anything in terms of anything.
Do you have anything to say, Mr. Patterson? I'll listen to it, but
Judge, I guess my only comment I would have is that by proceeding at this point, it would be a violation of due process, right to hearing, right to present evidence, and to be prepared for that hearing. I understand the court's frustration and aggravation here. I think it'd be more appropriately addressed on a bond issue if the court wished to do that. But as far as the PV, there are certain due process requirements that I think we're missing.
well, let's go through those. She's been served with a warrant and notice to be here, correct?
I don't have the papers.
She was before the judge June 8th. He gave her an attorney. She didn't talk to that attorney. She was given a day to be here and to
Sure does.
have her hearing.
She doesn't understand any of this.
What due process is she missing? She has you here, Mr. Patterson. What am I denying her?
She doesn't understand.
She's told me what she thinks.
I understand, Judge, but just being appointed an attorney, I believe, is not really what is being suggested. It needs to be appointed and have adequate representation under the Sixth Amendment, which would be time to prepare. At this point, Judge, I just don't
She's
think.
had since June 8th, Mr. Patterson.
That's why I think it would be more of a bond issue, Judge, than a proceeding on TV.
And Judge, I can make a comment, I guess, if the court wants to hold the defendant in contempt, would also be an appropriate action based on the defendant's actions to the court.
Doubling down.
Definitely in direct contempt of court, no doubt about that.
That escalated quickly.
But I don't see how she's being denied any constitutional rights when she can even go in a room right now and talk to her attorney. But
Thank you for tipping us off to this.
Nobody's giving me that option.
okay, we're going to come back to this case. We're going to be in recess on this case.
Thank you, Ed.
She doesn't understand.
Sir,
understand.
Stop. Unless you're her attorney, you don't represent her. We're now on the record in 2022 TR 1384, State of Kansas versus Billy Jack Daniels. State by
That's fake.
Jack Daniels.
Miss Booker.
Your Honor.
Please mute her.
Please mute her.
And Darren Patterson appears for Mr. Daniels, who is also here in person and pro se.
Well,
Mr. Patterson, how does Mr. Daniels want to proceed?
That
wow.
Judge.
That was great.
I mean, wow.
Mr. Boozer and Jack Daniels and Chelsea, they make a great thruple.
I mean, she's got to be like. I mean, he's...
Wild Woman Wednesday. Yep, on a Monday. Wow. Thanks.
He's letting her beat him up. She must be amazing in bed.
I mean, well, did you hear him though? He was almost crying at one point. I guys love to hang out a little longer, but we got we got a chase today, from what I understand. Mini chase Monday, and we're adding in one extra too that happened earlier today, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some rearranging around here. It's gonna be a huge show, so make sure you're here and be part of that. If you haven't already liked this video, what are you waiting for? Help us out and go and subscribe to our We Got a Case only channel. Even if you watch us somewhere else, that helps us out tremendously.
It does. Yeah, what a great day in court. That's so funny. So everybody's getting out because it was Salisbury's last day for vacation. Now that all makes sense. And then Chelsea, I mean,
bringing it on home for us today. Good job.
We'll catch up with Judge Barber, who, by the way, I'm happy to see old Herman back in court and not sick on the diabetes anymore.
He's looking good, looking real good.
All right, we'll see you guys at 4:05 for a good Benny Chase Monday. Ed, don't be late. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And until next time, I say good day. What?
No, I was going to say, which court is she? I don't even remember.
That is the 13th Judicial District of Kansas.
Steve, FYI, we've been on for what's the
an hour and 33 minutes and 44 seconds.
Yeah. And we got a full boat. We got a long one for you today. By the way, you see this person's driving in court. Love it.
The best thing, Steve, is you can rewind this and watch
That's right.
and pretend it's live.
There you go. All right. See you guys at 4:05 for Mini Chase Monday.
One more time. Chelsea.
Holy mackerel!
She's a bit special.
Hey now.
But she's fun though.